violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Overnight, Miami police have a neighborhood blocked off following a deadly shooting.
She called to the left.
CBS 4's Deborah Souverain has been working this story all morning. She is live on scene with some brand
She called.
new information. Deborah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Nicole and Maribel. I just spoke to family members off camera. They tell me they learned about a portion of this shooting because someone live streamed it on social media. Now, they also tell me that is how they learned that their 17-year-old relative was shot and killed here.
Wow, so they live streamed the shooting? That's crazy. That hits different, especially for the family. Once this footage actually comes out, it's tragic.
This is just absolutely horrible. Now, behind me, you can see it's still an active scene out here. Miami police still collecting evidence here in a portion of this neighborhood on Northwest 13th Avenue and 62nd Street, still roped off this morning. Now, this all happened shortly after midnight, guys. Detectives with Miami police have been here for several hours investigating this shooting, and we are still waiting to learn more about exactly what happened here. But again, family members tell me a 17-year-old girl was shot and killed here. But take a look at this video here. This car you're seeing now was found a short distance from where we are. It's about a 7-minute drive away. You can see 2 windows were shot out, the back windshield and a side passenger window. Now, right now, it's still unclear if the victim was inside of that vehicle when the shooting happened or if she was just standing outside in the neighborhood. But we are waiting for an update from police with more information. And as those details come in, we will keep you updated on air and online. For now, that's the latest in Miami. I'm Deborah Souverain, CBS 4 This Morning.
We are seeing that this is a very young girl. It was midnight. It's a summertime. Someone knows what took place.
A 17-year-old girl shot and killed overnight in Miami. Family members say she was the niece of a famous local rapper. 2 other people were hurt in the shooting.
Uh-oh, so we have a connection to a local rapper. A recipe for disaster, okay? Hip hop, although, you know, we got songs that we love, it's gotten out of control at this point. I told you guys we living in an op culture. Everybody wants ops. Everybody wants to create some enemy, whether online or in person, but they want it. They're craving for enemies for some reason. I don't get it, but this is the state of the community.
It happened in the 1300 block of Northwest 62nd Lane. CBS 4's Peter Dench is in Miami with more on what happened and the girl who died. Peter?
Well, Lauren, we can tell you first off that
I don't like how they said the girl who died. No, she was killed. She was killed by these super gremlins on Demon Time.
men who were also shot are in their mid-20s. They were brought here to Jackson Memorial Hospital in critical condition. Their conditions have since stabilized. Now, police say multiple shots were fired at the complex that the teenage girl was visiting. The motive in this case is not clear.
It's disheartening to see that it's a young woman who passed.
Miami police say the shooting took the life of 17-year-old Toni Chester.
Wow. Beautiful girl. Femicide rate is through the roof. Especially in the community, meaning black men are killing black women at a high rate, okay? Abnormal to any other ethnicity. So, like I said, when the women are talking about they're the most unprotected from the men that they need protection from. Unfortunately, she was with 2 other men. These guys most likely had enemies. They were probably street dudes. She's the niece of a local rapper. Okay? The niece of a local rapper. So obviously she's hanging out with dudes who are living through the op culture. All right? Getting enemies online or in person. It's crazy.
Family members say she was known as Sugar and was looking forward to her upcoming senior year in high school. They say she was leaving a corner store and walking towards this neighborhood when shots were fired around midnight.
Our shot spotter alert went off, and multiple 911 calls did as well.
It happened at this apartment complex at Northwest 13th Avenue and 62nd Street.
When the officers arrived, what they found was that there was a woman who was suffering from apparent gunshot wounds.
From Chopper 4, officers are seen at the complex searching for evidence. It's also where we saw Miami police stepping up patrols.
Now, the motive behind the shooting remains under investigation. We do know that the woman who was pronounced deceased on the scene was there visiting. She didn't live in that precise area, but there's a lot that we're still trying to figure out.
2 other young men who were shot were hospitalized. 2 hours after the shooting, police found this black SUV with shattered windows at Northwest 86th Street and 12th Avenue. Police are not sure if it is connected to the shooting of Chester. Family members say the teenager was a niece of local rapper Trina.
Oh, man. That's a big blow to hip-hop, y'all. She was a beautiful young girl. You can see she was very beautiful. Niece of Trina. What I keep telling y'all, these super gremlins are on demon time.
They had appeared together on VH1 Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Lots of times we have more questions than answers, and this is precisely the moment where we want people to come forward. We are seeing that this is a very young girl. It was midnight. It's a summertime. Someone knows what took place, and someone may know a little more.
Now, police say it's not clear if any weapons were recovered or if there was a crossfire or who was being targeted. But if you can help, call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers at 305-471-TIPS. There is a reward in this case of up to $5,000. We're live at Jackson Memorial Hospital. Peter Dench, CBS 4 News.
Crime Alert today in a triple shooting that turned deadly in Miami. The teenage victim, who sadly died, was the niece of a well-known Miami rapper. Local 10's Roy Ramos live now at JMH, where 2 other shooting victims are recovering tonight. Roy.
Calvin, and we've learned that victim is just 17 years old. The 2 men shot alongside her are now here at Jackson Memorial Hospital recovering from their injuries.
See, and that's the thing. I guarantee that she was killed because of her association to these 2 other super gremlins on demon time.
This as City of Miami police now search for whoever is responsible.
The victim of a deadly shooting in the Liberty City area of Miami overnight identified as 17-year-old Toni Chester. Family and friends we spoke with shared these pictures of the teen they said was affectionately known as Sugar.
The woman who was pronounced deceased on the scene was there visiting.
Sugar was one of 3 people shot in the area of Northwest 62nd Street and 13th Avenue overnight.
Regarding a shooting, possible QTH is 1305 Northwest 62nd.
City of Miami police said their officers responded to a shot spotter alert that was then followed by multiple 911 calls.
There was a woman who was suffering from apparent gunshot wounds, and also 2 men had already been independently transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital, also 2 suffering.
Wow, so did somebody drive them and not her, or what's going on?
From gunshot wounds.
While the identities of the other 2 men shot have not yet been released, we learned through relatives Sugar is said to be the niece of South Florida rapper Trina.
I'm puzzled. It was sad because I knew her from when she was a kid.
Family friend Sparky Cunningham telling me the teen isn't from the Liberty City area and isn't sure what she was doing there. Meanwhile, we've learned through relatives.
Well, we know why she was there, to hang out with the hoodlums. The real N-words, right? That's why she was there. I mean, there's no other question about it. Okay, the guys that she was dealing with, maybe she was dealing with one of them intimately. Okay. But they had enemies. They got her killed. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Relatives, she was there with her boyfriend, who is said to be one of the men now fighting for his life after he too was shot. Cunningham's message for the person responsible:
They gonna get caught. You know, it'd be easier just to turn yourself in to be easy on themselves.
Whoa, Sparky, slow it down there. Slow it down, Sparky. You don't know if they're gonna get caught. You don't know if they're gonna get caught. That street code is in full effect. And if they find out that you're helping to figure out who done it, you might end up on Local 10 News as well.
They gonna get caught. You know, it'd be easier just to turn yourself in to be easy on themselves.
And both of those men who were shot and brought here to Jackson Memorial Hospital were brought here in critical condition. At last check, they were stable. As for City of Miami Police, they do believe someone knows something. If you have any information that could help them, you are urged to contact Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. That number, 305-471-TIPS. For now, outside of Jackson Memorial Hospital here in the city of Miami, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Deadly triple shooting claims the life of a 17-year-old girl. Family members telling us she was a niece of Miami rapper Trina. The gunfire also striking 2 other victims who drove themselves to the hospital. CBS 4's Deborah Souverine.
Also, they drew themselves to the hospital.
Is there, and Deborah, what else have you learned?
Well, Maribel, family members tell us the 17-year-old victim was shot and killed at the scene of this shooting. They tell us that she was a student here, a local student here in South Florida, and she was excited about starting her senior year of high school just a few weeks from now. Now, there were 2 other people at the scene who were also shot. They're here at JMH. We're told they're still recovering.
At approximately midnight, shots rang out. Our shot spotter alert went off, and multiple 911 calls did as well.
Chopper 4 shows the scene from above as officers marked each piece of evidence they found outside of this apartment unit along Northwest 13th Avenue and 62nd Street early Wednesday morning. According to family, the 17-year-old victim, who family and friends called Sugar, was leaving a corner store and walking towards this neighborhood.
And these corner stores are very dangerous. Oh, man. We are in a very bad position as a community, and there's like no correction. There's no feeling of change, or it just kind of becomes, it is what it is. Like, there's no sentiment in the community that this has to stop, black on black violence. There's no strong movement that is sweeping on social media or anywhere. It's just a non-issue, you know, to be seen, understood, but not spoken about. That's why I made this channel. And it's hard enough. They're trying to censor. I mean, they are censoring me on here.
When gunshots rang out.
The officers arrived. What they found was that there was a woman who was suffering from apparent gunshot wounds.
Detectives say 2 others who were also wounded took themselves to the hospital. And nearly 2 hours after.
And they left that woman there to die.
After that shooting, police found this black SUV with shot-out windows along Northwest 86th Street and 12th Avenue. You can see a shattered back windshield and side passenger window.
Motive behind the shooting remains under investigation. We do know that the woman who was pronounced deceased on the scene was there visiting. She didn't live in that precise area. But there's a lot that we're still trying to figure out. There's an additional scene that could be related also to the shooting, but we're still trying to figure a lot out.
Just a really heartbreaking story, and police need help with this case. Anyone with information is urged to contact Miami Police. You could also reach out to Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers if you would prefer to remain anonymous. Reporting from JMH, I'm Deborah Subarain, CBS 4 News.
Also on 7, a family asking for answers after
damn, she fine as hell.
Losing a loved one to a barrage of bullets.
7 Samantha Sosa is in Miami with the story.
Police continue searching for a killer Thursday.
Detectives are still knocking on doors, still wanting to get more answers.
You hear it. No snitch policy. Communitized silent. I thought Sparky said they were gonna get caught. Might as well turn yourself in, huh? It's not as easy as you think it is. Takes a lot of manpower, a lot of resources that you guys defunded. So if this goes in under the cold case files, you know, you can thank the community.
Who cut this 17-year-old girl's life short? Toni Chester gunned down and killed in Miami's Liberty City neighborhood early Wednesday morning. Her family and community grieving. A family friend hoping whoever did this just comes clean.
You know, it'd be easier just to turn yourself in to be easy on themselves. I got faith in the judicial system. They gonna get caught.
Chester is the niece of famous rapper Trina. Here she is pictured with the Miami artist. Family members telling 7 News the teen was like a daughter to her. They say she and the entire family are heartbroken.
We don't know who was the intended target, but definitely it was a very big scene, and we still are trying to work towards getting more answers.
Police say the shooting happened around midnight in the area of Northwest 13th Avenue and...
No, that did not happen on MLK. Hold on. MLK, 62nd, Northwest 62nd Street, rather, and Northwest 13th. Am I tripping, or is MLK racking up bodies this year?
West 13th Avenue and 62nd Lane. 2 men in their 20s were also shot and managed to make it to Ryder Trauma Center on their own. Chester, however, would not survive.
I don't know what she was doing up over on this end.
She didn't live.
What do you mean you don't know what she... I mean, shouldn't she be able to just walk from the corner store? It's crazy.
In that precise area, but there's a lot that we're still trying to figure out.
Cops also investigating a possible connection between the shooting and a car found riddled with bullet holes about a mile north. Clues that may help investigators.
And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if that car was a whole different situation.
We are speaking to a lot of witnesses, but we yet need to speak to many more that perhaps know what actually took place.
If you have any information on this shooting, you are urged to call the Miami Police Department, or you could call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. That number, 305-471-TIPS. For now, we are at Ryder Trauma Center. Samantha Sosa, 7 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.